Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Amenadel, aka Green Grow Guy, Philadelphia urban farmer. Now before we get into this video guys, if you are not subscribed, click that button. Do that. Alright. So we're gonna get into it real quick. I'm finally gonna show my complete urban farm right now in this video. Okay, and I think I'm doing some big things. I had some trial and errors, but everything that I got here right now, I'm happy with. It's concrete. You know what I mean? We're going to go through it. It's a little luscious. It's luscious. Okay? So, boom, let's go. Alright, first things first, we're going to start out with this corn, y'all. Now, I do have, this corn is outdoors. Alright, I do have some corn growing indoors inside of my polycarbonate house because I want to see which does better. Okay, now as so far they're pretty even, and if I could be 100% honest, I think because of the humidity that's inside my polycarbonate house, the corn's actually getting a little thicker. Now I'm gonna move up on here because I'm gonna show you all the progress. And I'm thinking this is as close as you can plant these and still get some decent corns off of here. You guys see this? Look. Alright, it's doing this big one. Alright? That means once these hairs right here grow up and get a little more loose, as the wind blows, it's gonna shake down and it's going to start fertilizing in here, and then there goes the corn. That's how it happened, y'all. So this is right on track. Like, you know what I mean? This corn is right on track, and I'm actually very, very, very happy about it. Now, here is my grapevines. Through the years, you guys have seen my grapevines, I promise you. Let me back up for y'all. I'm not going to move these things no more. This is where they're going to be. They're going to grow up the back of the house, and I have another area where they're going to grow along the back of the fence. All right. Now, I probably could have had grapes this year, but when you cut it, the main stem has to turn brown in totality. So once you cut it, you automatically promote a whole bunch of new growth. Guys, when I started it, it was only about like that big. As you can see, it's very, very healthy. You know what I mean? It's growing up the window. I'm training it to grow up, and everything is going just fine. But I will let you know, the more you cut away at your grape, it will regenerate and come back, as long as you're not doing like some Freddy Krueger type stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it will delay the process of the grapes popping out. Okay? So always keep that in mind. But next year, I definitely should have some grapes because they've had this whole entire season to like do their big one. Alright? When we move down, y'all, I got a strawberry plant. This is the first time I ever grew strawberries. I had these little pink flowers. Now, I do have, like, deep down. Let me move this, y'all. Or actually, I could just turn it around for y'all. Actually, y'all, that pot heavy. I'ma just, look, we gonna go through the little jungle. And I'ma see if y'all can see it. Over there, I got a little strawberry. Alright. I got another one in here somewhere. They little babies, you know what I mean? Some right there. They're growing in, slowly but surely, you know what I mean? But they're growing a little bit weird. So I'm like, all right, you know, you get a lot of them though, because like, look, there's a lot of them coming. You know what I mean? So I'm actually really excited about it. You know what I mean? Some of them don't look as pretty as y'all know I like pretty food. You know what I'm saying? So they don't look as pretty as maybe I would like them to look like, but they do grow. You know, I haven't eaten any of them yet, but I'm looking forward to it. That's a nice one growing right here. Yeah, I definitely got some nice stuff growing on here. So I'm happy with this. Back here, y'all. My wife want me to keep this blueberry bush right here. I've been trying to kill it. Since I can't kill it, I just put it in the corner. You know what I'm saying? I water it and love it. And I'm just like, you know what? If you do something, you do. If you don't, you don't. You hear it because my wife like you. This is our rose bush, and I was late with grooming it and pruning it and stuff this year. I let the roses stay on too long, etc. Good thing for rose bushes, they're very resilient. I could do just like a quick prune right now because there's no flowers on it, getting all that like yellow stuff you see on it off. And then in a few weeks, I'll have roses all over it. It blooms a really nice orange, pinkish rose. It's actually really, really pretty. And I used it as a lot of decorum this year in the backyard instead of cutting them and putting them in the vase. You know what I'm saying? So, because I didn't like prune the rose bush like I usually do, you know what I'm saying? It got a little icky and thin this year. You know what I mean? Usually it's like really full and stuff. So I'm gonna go back to doing it the way I used to do it. I am gonna start taking them off. I am gonna try to keep as much color on it as I can, as long as I can. But I am gonna have to remove them off because I let them stay on too long, and that actually like messed up the quality of my rose bush. You know what I mean? I think I might go pick up some holly tone or something for it today. Try to treat it and rejuvenate it before the next round of roses come out because I want them to be nice, you know. And as you guys know, because you watch my videos and you're leaving comments and you're subscribing and we're just having a great old time, all right, back here in my Philadelphia backyard. You know that this is my sweet potato. Now, if you guys watched the video I did on eating these sweet potato leaves, first of all, go watch it. I'm going to tell you to go watch it because of a few reasons. These sweet potatoes taste absolutely delicious. These leaves taste delicious, these sweet potato leaves. Okay? It's like a spinach. It gives a spinach. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I eat collard greens, urban farmers. Y'all know I eat collard greens. I've told y'all several times. I wish that I could grow a macaroni and cheese tree or plant or bush or whatever. You know what I mean? But what I can grow, the yams or the sweet potatoes and the collards I do. And eating these leaves is something new that I've gotten into. And they're absolutely delicious. And this makes these sweet potatoes multi-purpose. Because even if you have a busted sweet potato harvest, you still are getting something, you know, out of it. And this is a lot of something. You know what I mean? And I just maintain the leaves, keep them green. Definitely watch the sweet potato video. But the point I'm saying all this for is because I just cut these a few days ago. I just cut them back a few days ago, and they're already doing their big one. You know what I'm saying? Now I am going to wait and let those sweet potatoes underneath get some growth under them. You know what I mean? But if they get too long again, I'm just going to take them back again. They're already starting to vine back down here. I want this to stay up and tight. So if anything, I'm going to keep them almost up and tight like that. You know what I mean? And it's just to keep the predators off of it. You know what I mean? Anything getting interested. You know what I mean? This is year 3 in this backyard. So knowing how to control pests and being able to leave things out and they're not getting eaten, it will take time for you to learn that actual space that you're growing in and what you're actually going up against. If you guys watch one of my other videos, Time to Harvest the Herbs, and hanging herb baskets on my fence, this is the progress, guys. You will see that these plants went in as little teeny tiny babies. You know what I mean? Now, like, look at this basil. It's like a basil tower. Like, you know what I'm saying? The marigolds, the oregano is just pouring out. You know, so I'm actually very happy with that. I have some rosemary growing up here. This is some thyme. Now, it was teeny tiny, but I just left it in there. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to water you, buddy. So, so far, so good. It's going good. It's growing bushy. It's staying green. So, I'm not going to mess with it, y'all. Now, if I see something drastically start to change, I'll be like, you know what? Let me put it in something. But to be honest, you can grow herbs in small containers as long as you're, you know what I mean, harvesting it. You know what I mean? The way you need to. You shouldn't really have any problem. Okay? So again, lots of progress. Still green, marigold still alive, protecting things. Now I did spray things down with some neem oil. That was one of the things I used, and I do use a synthetic pesticide. And I know every video I say I'm going to make a pesticide video, but when you're using synthetic pesticides, there's a limit to the amount you can use them. So just make sure that you're reading the instructions on that. But when you use neem oil, you do have to follow, rules with neem oil, but it's you can do it more loosely and get away with it and not damage your plants. So just keep that in mind. I do both. I do the synthetic, in the beginning, because that's when everything, all the bugs and everything, they're waking up. Their babies are coming out to eat and play. So I use something, kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? To just repel everything initially. Because I don't need anything to pollinate at that point, guys. And that's why. But as you can see, above there is another grapevine growing. I'm going to get my son to climb up here today and bring this. I'm going to have him bring this vine back into the yard to fill in this space right here. I want this all to be filled in. There goes the solar light we installed when we did these pots. And I'm going to be honest with you, I might go to Home Depot today and buy another pot and put it right there. Right here. What do you guys think? And make another herb pot, because they're just doing so great. And I definitely could put more herbs. You never can go wrong with seasonings, okay? Urban farming, we season stuff here. Alright? So we're going to move down to the ground, y'all. This is my mint. I did a video on this. I propagated it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. What I propagated died because it went into like an immediate heat wave. But the instructions for the propagation was on point. Like the root system, everything was great. It went through a heat wave. It's in my polycarbonate house. And sometimes real life on the other end be real lifing. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't survive. But as you see, this actual plant is thriving. It's like I never even cut it. So that's something on the agenda. I got to cut this mint off and just give it away at this point because I don't need it anymore. But I like the plant. When you touch it, y'all, it smells, oh, look at this. It's beautiful. And it smells amazing. Like as soon as you touch it, as soon as the wind blows, you can smell it. Now, I have this plant. This was my little variety store plant my wife got for me. Watch the video. Watch the videos. And with that being said, I got this plant because now mint doesn't deter everything, but it is a deterrent for some pests. So it is something that, along with lavender, that I have sitting in my greenhouse and just illuminating, putting that fragrance in the greenhouse, deterring things like, oh God, it smells horrible. And guys, it's actually effective. It works. Okay. Behind here, I have my cucumbers. Now, I was concerned, but now I'm not, guys. I'm going to be honest. The flowers are coming. I don't see any females on here just yet. Okay? I don't see any females. I see males. But usually the males come first, and then you'll start getting some females. And I'm going to fertilize this cucumber plant. And it's doing this big one, y'all. And make sure, you guys, I know we're probably like, why do you have plastic forks down there? Make sure you watch this video, because it's a good one. And let me tell you something, it works. I do have this chicken wire around it, so things just can't climb all up in it, you know what I mean? But doing this saved me money, guys. And when you watch the video, you're going to find out exactly why and how. Alright, so the cucumbers, they're doing great. You know what I mean? I'm going to have some cucumbers very, very shortly. Because once they start flowering, guys, probably within the next 30 days, I'm going to have a whole damn cucumber. Like, they grow really fast because now it's, like, real hot. So cucumbers like heat. They like sun. You can just keep the soil moist and go for your thing. And here goes my pepper plant, my poor pepper plant. That's being a poor pepper plant. The sweet bell John. It got a little stubby. You know what I mean? It got stunted. It is growing slowly but surely. It's growing fruit. But I already got it on the agenda just to winterize it. Because it did get ate up, and pepper plants are something that's going to get ate up because the spring be doing this big one on pepper plants with white flies and things like that. This one and this one right here are pepper plants. But as you see, this one, see, this is why y'all got to cut the vines. Y'all see? The sweet potatoes are trying to grab up on the pepper plant. You know what I mean? Sweet potato vines be violent. They violate. They violate. Okay, but you can see the height difference. I got one down there and I got one up here. This one is going to give me some peppers for sure. I can see them right there. You know what I mean? And they're going to be ones that I can have and eat and use. These have little... In the center, I was concerned because there wasn't none. Now there are some. So, I mean, I'm honestly just going to see how we go. You know what I'm saying? Right here, I'm about to kill myself in my little urban farm, y'all. Pick up your tools and equipment. You know what I mean? This is about to take me out, this little shovel. But right here, y'all, I got a patio tomato. Okay, as you see, some of these tomatoes are red. I got to come and pick them off. You know what I mean? But it's doing great. All these yellow flowers, they are pollinated, baby. Because this thing is out here. And when you want to pollinate these, this is all you do, guys, okay? Even if you don't think they're getting pollinated. Tomatoes are like not a self-pollinator, but kind of like a self-pollinator because you just got to tap them, you know what I'm saying? And the male and female is inside the same plant. So you juggle your tomatoes around like that, these little flowers, and they'll all have tomatoes, okay? Because I have a lot of tomatoes on here. So let me zoom in here. All right, y'all see the red ones, but there's also a lot of green ones. There's still a lot of green ones on here. You know, I got new ones growing. Bam, 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 bam. New ones out here, and they're you see these guys, right? You see them? We doing it. We doing our big one in Philadelphia. On this other side, yeah. See, I gotta take these off. You know what I mean? Actually, y'all, I'm gonna taste one right now for y'all. All right? Oh, yep, ready. You see how that came off? And that's what you want. You don't want to have to pull it. Let me zoom in. Look how pretty this is. This is beautiful. It's the perfect size. You know what I mean? These are for our salads, y'all. Okay? And you know, if we just want to pop a couple, this is an excellent fruit to stay hydrated. You know what I mean? I'm growing them in my backyard. You know what I mean? I know there's nothing funky or no kind of Ebola or, you know what I mean, any of that stuff that be happening, you know what I mean, to your food. When you're buying the salmonella and all this weird stuff, you know what I mean, that's been happening to the vegetation within the last few years. I don't have to worry about that when I eat out my backyard. You know what I mean? So that is a plus beyond saving money. You know what I mean? Beyond being therapeutic. You know what I mean? Beyond being healthy and grounding. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, every time people know when I'm in my backyard because they know I live in Philadelphia. Every time they hear them birds chirp, they know, y'all. They like, you in your backyard. Your backyard is so peaceful. You know what I'm saying? And offer this to yourself. You know what I mean? You really can't lose. You really can't lose. You know what I'm saying? But let's try it. Let's see what it's giving. It's beautiful. I'm trying to tell you, it's firm. Let me show you. This is what Philadelphia Urban Farmers is doing. We doing big things. Oh. Y'all can't stop me. It's mine. It's mine. I can eat as many of them as I want. I could be big back on my plants. I better eat it. You watch the other video. I told you what my neighbor said. We waiting to eat your... You waiting to eat my fruits and vegetables. Do tell. Guys, it's good. That's as fresh as it gets. That's as real as it gets. You know what I mean? And having the ability to come out in your backyard, do that, regardless if it's tomatoes, it's strawberries, it's pepper, it's mint, it's herbs, just the quality. It's unmatched. You know what I'm saying? And it's really is better for you because I'm not putting mad chemicals on it. Like, the way I grow this food and I eat it, I don't even I understand how the food contamination and things like that happen. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely figured out how to avoid it, and this is definitely one of the ways. You know what I mean? But back to the video. That was absolutely delicious. Yeah, we eating them today on our salad. My wife is going to like, because we eat a lot of salad. So, you know what I mean? And we eat tomatoes. We eat a lot of greenery. You know what I mean? And that's another thing about the sweet potato leaves. You can eat it raw in your salad and use it as a salad leaf. Like I'm trying to tell you that the sweet potato leaf value, go with it. Go with it. It's healthy for you. Look it up, y'all. Lots of vitamins in it. Good for you. You're getting a 2-for-1 out of that. I can saute it like spinach, put it in my salad raw, mix it with some romaine, mix it with some spinach, you know, arugula, put these tomatoes in there, cut up some of my peppers that grow, cut up, you know, the stuff, throw it in there, and get it crack-a-lackin'. You're feeding yourself. You know what I mean? Now, does that mean that I don't go to the market at all? No, that's not what it means. You know what I mean? But I have seasons where you can see, I'm going to tell you right now, this corn that I have, for every stalk that fully matures and survives, I'll have anywhere between 6 to 8 ears. I got 4, 8, 50 ears of corn. It's 3 of us, y'all. You break them in half. You know what I'm saying? We're eating corn on the cob for a hot minute. And you might be like, well, I don't care about that because corn ain't that. But you know when you buying the corn, it be all dried up at the top, leaves the thing. Listen, you know the quality of the food that you're getting and the price that you're paying for it. Like, you know what I mean? You do the math for yourself. I'm not going to come at it. You do the math for yourself. But we're going to go back into what's going on in our urban farm. Philadelphia urban farm. We doing big things. So this is the other grapevine. This is a Concord grape. The other vine that you guys saw earlier was a Concord grape as well. Sorry for not telling y'all exactly what type of grapes they were. One is red and one is green. I don't know which one is which yet. And that's in all fairness. I think genuinely this one is the red one. And the only reason why I say that is because the way that it's absorbing the sun. You know what I'm saying? So I think that this one on the fence might be the red one. But I don't know. We're going to see if I'm right or wrong. Because we're definitely going to see by next spring. Because this one, for sure, you know, I really think that by next spring we're going to have some grapes growing. They're going to look great. And it's going to be a really nice decoration and color to the yard. Like, I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm definitely going to get my son to climb up there and bring my grapevine back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I do want to fill this area in and just let it be a wall of grapes. And, you know, I train it and trim it and cut it, you know what I mean, as I see fit with the lighting. It's possible I might put some more lighting in here. You know what I mean? Y'all, I still got this damn oregano plant sitting here. And every week, y'all will see, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And this is why I said, you don't really got to move them out. As long as you don't see, you know, them dying and getting wilted, you might harvest it when you need it. You know what I'm saying? Cool beans. You know what I mean? But you can leave it in something that small. You know, when my mom was supposed to take this with her, I said, here, Mom, you grow a plant. You can have it, blah, blah, blah. Because she likes to grow little stuff and put it on her windowsill or out on her little patio. You know what I mean? She didn't left the plant. So I was like, dang. Sometimes I be getting stuff, but I just cannot get rid of it. So I'm, you know, hey, welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. You know what I mean? Now, right here, y'all, now I'm going to be excited. I'm excited because of what this is. Now, I know a lot of y'all would be like, I don't eat that. I don't particularly like that. Well, I do. And I cannot wait to put my teeth up on. This is my okra plant, y'all. Okra plant. Won't you do it every time? Yes. Okay? I cannot wait. Man, let me tell you something. A lot of people that don't like okra probably never ate fresh okra. And y'all in the comments, let the people that went and have never grown their okra or have been in a close proximity to where you're actually picking it, and a person can determine when they want to pull it, how big they want it to be, and all these other things, and how they're taking care of it, baby, this stuff is juicy. It and nutritious, very nutritious. So you'll like it. You know what I mean? A lot of fruits and vegetables for people. If you guys aren't into fruits and vegetables, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? But a lot of times when we're not, is due to exposure, quality, you know what I'm saying? Affordability. There's factors in that. You know what I mean? And sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes when you change something like, hey, I'm growing this out my backyard. I love the way my food tastes out my backyard. Now, I always like sweet green bell peppers. I never knew why they called them sweet until I grew them out of my backyard. And one video, I bit into it, and I was like, this is really sweet. Like, usually they're bitter. Like, not bitter, but they have like a tart taste, you know, when you buy them from the market. Totally changed my opinion. And then I want them this way. This is the deluxe way. You know what I'm saying? And I go with it. All right? But let me flip this, because y'all will be here all day. I'll talk to you about how wonderful this is all day. You understand? Because it really is. And it does a lot. It does a lot. You know what I mean? And guys, y'all hear the birds. Alright, so I'm going to show y'all. This is his color, okay? This is one of my pots of impatience right here. Tell me how beautiful this is. I had some friends come in the backyard, and he had to touch it. He said, I can't believe that's real. He said, it looks like it's fake. And I said, no, that's real, baby. Just take care of it. And here we go, another version of impatience. They started out really really small, like little pods, but these grow in a wave. Okay, everybody, now we're ready to step inside the Parley Carpenter house. Now, granted, I moved some of these things out so that I can have this walking space here to give you guys like a full tour so you can get an idea of what's going on. But without further ado, let's get into it. Now, here is the corn that I'm actually growing inside the Parley Carpenter house. Now, you guys can see the difference. These stalks are taller. They're you know, the male aspect of it. These seeds, the fertilized, actually get the corn cobs. This one is small, so I'm gonna separate it. I'll probably separate it tomorrow. When you see that happen, guys, just dig a nice, you know, area around it, pull it out, and replant it in something by itself. There's not enough space for all this corn. Once you remove that out, that will grow bigger, and so will the corn that you left in its place. So keep that in mind. I might do it today, but definitely by tomorrow I'm gonna move it out, because I want all my corn, y'all, and all of it's alive, and actually it looks beautiful. It's beautiful. This corn is looking beautiful. You know what I mean? I am for it growing inside. My only concern is the height. You know what I'm saying? But it is doing good outside. Now, here goes the green beans, lima beans. Look, I'm just going to call this the trellis of beans. All right? Because I just threw a handful of stuff in here and was like, go at it. And it is. I have a video where I harvested green beans off of here. Right here, these are limas growing in. Now, this is something that got affected by the fungus in the greenhouse. Now, I did take a substantial amount of it off, and I'm consistently this is something I'm consistently spraying these this magical bean trellis. That's what we're gonna call it, y'all, a magical bean trellis. You know what I mean? But I am gonna plant some stuff back down in there. I just have to treat this area right here. You guys watch the video. This is all in the videos. And sometimes you gotta watch a few of the videos to stay up to pace. All right. Now here goes my future ball of tomatoes. You know what I mean? Or corner of tomatoes. I'm trying to train it to only grow, you know what I mean, maybe about from here to in there. We're gonna cut it back. Like, you know what I mean? Now I'm not cutting the top, y'all, because there's a lot of pods growing up here. as far as tomatoes. There goes some quick ones right there. You know, here goes some in here. You know what I mean? So I am going to get a nice amount of tomatoes off the top of here. So I'm going to let it grow because of the fact that I cut a lot of it back. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, I don't even care. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just don't want it to smother everything out. Because tomatoes can do that regardless if I buy determinate, indeterminate, patio. You know, they can say pebble tomatoes. That's never my situation. They always grow big. They always doing a big one in the polycarbonate house. Okay? So I gotta water these today. Everything I sprayed with fungicide, but I do gotta water. And I'm curious because I'm thinking I'm still gonna get these limas right here. Like, you know what I mean? And that's why I didn't necessarily rip it out. Now, is it as pretty as I wanted to look? No. But am I still going to be able to eat? Yeah, it actually looks like that. So I'm going to go with that, y'all, for a hot minute and just see what was popping. Because for real, the issue is, from right now, to my knowledge, contained. Okay? So I'm going to just continue on that path. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, hope for the best. Now, I do got some tomatoes on here. I know. See, I had tucked this all up because I'm trying to grow it into a ball. So we can look through here somewhere. I know there's tomatoes in here. They're still green, though, y'all. So, finding them. Sometimes. There goes one. There goes one. Okay, there goes one right there. All right. Now, y'all, I'm not untucking my nice little ball I done made that I'm trying to grow. You see, I got it all wrapped at the back. You know what I mean? Let it do its big one. Now, my blackberry bush is something else right here that the fungus got on along with my eggplant. Now, when you fungicide this is looking a little worse before it gets better, but I'm thinking it's still going to get better. You know what I mean? So I'm honestly going to just rock out with it, keep treating it. I expect some of the leaves to fall off, but I honestly expect it to survive because it got treated soon enough. When we move down, this is my kiwi plant. There's impatiens. The flowers you see, they're impatiens, but there is a kiwi plant up in here. This is the actual kiwi plant that's growing in here. But these impatiens are being impatient up on my kiwi plant. I'm kind of glad I just noticed that. I'm like, oh, so y'all trying to kill the kiwi plant. You know? But, you know, I use it kind of as a little disguise from a kiwi. Kiwi's really good for you guys. So look it up and find all the benefits because it's going to blow your mind. It's really good to eat, really good for you. Right here is a Tabasco plant. Yeah, it's got Tabasco peppers on here. These are hots. These are hot. Let me get up in here. Yeah, we got peppers on here. You know what I mean? The peppers are coming. I never grew this style of pepper before, but I'm starting to think that might be the size that they might just get. So I am going to pull one off today, taste it, and see its spice factor because there's a lot of flowers still on here and there's lots more growing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna just pull one and taste it, and if it's spicy, baby, that's what I'm talking about. Back here is my eggplant. This I got the fungus, y'all. I sprayed it. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna survive. Now, I was having flowers down here and stuff. Now, the fact that those weren't growing eggplants didn't bother me because that usually typically happens. A lot of times, it has to get about a certain height. And when those flowers mature, then those are the ones that really be busting out the eggplants. So it's like right at that height. It could have been a little shorter, but it caught the fungus. And see what happens when it gets fungus, the way that these pollinate is that these flowers open up. Okay, and inside these flowers, guys, it's the male and the female. The male is on the outside and the female is in the center. So the male has all the pollen. You know, rub the outside of the male, okay, and once you rub the outside of the male, you stick it right in the center of the male, and that's the female, and you rub it and you're pollinating, okay. And then once the flower closes, if it pollinates, if you're able to successfully pollinate it, like the flower just won't fall off. Like, you know what I mean? It'll begin to turn into a eggplant. And because I had the fungus, it wasn't being strong enough, and it was still kind of young. So, but these ones look great. Excellent. And it's getting sprayed. So these are going to remain looking good, you know, hopefully. And we're going to have a substantial amount of eggplant. Plus, you'll get one or two. Those ones, guys, pluck those off. Because once you get to this stage, you'll get like 3, 4, 5. You know what I mean? It's not worth sucking the energy up for that one because you're excited to grow an eggplant. Just knock it off. You know what I mean? And let it get to about this height. And then you'll start getting some substantial eggplant flowers. You know, the flowers. Like, you know what I mean? I have 3 or 4 of them on there right now. You know what I mean? They're going to open up around the same time. We're going to stay on top of fertilizing it. And then we're going to have some healthy eggplants. Now, down here, I forgot my watermelon. I know I'm dripping because this is urban farming. We're going to look at these watermelons. But right here, guys, this is my dill cucumber. So I have 2 variations of cucumbers. Soon I will plant another regular cucumber because I want to have them late into the year. It's doing this big one. It's doing this big one. You know what I mean? I made like a little mini trellis for it. You know what I mean? I expect in like the next 50 days or so to be, you know, having some nice big fat pickling cucumbers. Because we eat pickles up in here, y'all. Okay, we eat pickles up in here. You know what I mean? This is a sweet pepper plant. Alright. And right here, I'm going to be honest with y'all. You know what I mean? Because that's all I ever try to do. Is I had planted a cantaloupe, a squash, and 2 squash. And in my mind, this was the squash. Wait. Okay. So in my mind, this is the squash over here. And this is the cantaloupe. But now I'm looking at it, I'm like, why y'all all look like squash? But I'm gonna be honest, that's how melons sometimes be looking, especially like cantaloupes and stuff. So I gotta wait a little bit, y'all. Cause I'm not gonna be mad if I got 3 squashes, but I did want a cantaloupe. I did. Like, you know what I mean? So, but I'm gonna rock out with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna rock out with it because in my mind at this point, once you hit this phase, once these get a little bit older, this is the watermelons. I know that I'm in a safe zone and I'm gonna at least have, you know, 3, 4 watermelons for sure. You know what I mean? I do have some new flowers, as y'all can see, but they are males. And you know that because behind the stem there's not a little ball. Okay, it's just a stick. If it was a female, it would have a little ball. Same thing with this one over here. It's just a stick. But I have these little balls. These are the watermelons, y'all. Now I am gonna fertilize this today. Just because it, you know, that's what it needs. You know, a nice 10-10-10. You know what I'm saying? Keep it juicy. You know what I mean? Because I want me a juicy watermelon. And if you guys pay attention, you know what I mean? This was another video. Y'all saw me make this trellis. Get into the videos, because I'm showing y'all how to do stuff and grow it and eat it. And it look good while you're doing it. Okay? Let me tell you something. I'm the bee's knees around my way. You know what I mean? Because regardless of what anybody say, everybody eat food. And when they know that you're a possible food source, everybody's your friend. You know what I mean? So here we got some more peppers up here, guys. I use these a lot in my salads. I dice it up. You know what I mean? This is a patio version of a sweet bell pepper. You know what I mean? Guys, when I harvest this, I'll probably tell you, I done harvested damn near 100 of these. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they just keep giving. I got 2 pots of them. Look at this back. Like, they just keep giving. And that's what I'm saying. I'm eating this stuff, y'all. And I had to make a conscious effort to really start recording it. Because the way I be grubbing up on it, y'all be missing stuff. You know what I mean? Now, y'all, I'm about to go buy me a sunflower because I know this sunflower is playing with me. And I'm going to put it right here. I love the sunflower. I wanted to give it the pop. These are just some seeds that I'm thinking about planting in little pots just to, you know, make the garden pop a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But now that we went through the polycarbonate house, I know you guys are thinking, this is a small-ass Philly backyard. You know what I'm saying? We saw the outside, how he's got that hooked up. We're looking inside the poly now, and you're seeing how that's hooked up. But there's one more spot, and there's something really, really good I want to show you in this spot. All right, everybody. We're going to start with this pear tree. This is something that my wife snuck into the cart. You know what I'm saying? On a trip to Home Depot. Well, she didn't sneak it in the cart. She actually put it in the cart, and I was like, what are we doing, babe? I said, we got to get this in a couple years. You're going to love it. It'll be great for out front. She ran a whole campaign. As shopping went on, she was beginning to change her mind because she was like, maybe I'm being too excessive. This is a big item just to throw at somebody. But then another shopper came along and had to try to take it out the cart. So naturally, my wife's cheetah, puma, leopard, lioness instincts kicked in, and she pounces on the pear tree, and she's like, no, it's ours. You know what I'm saying? It's doing good. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I had grilled out front, and I did get some. I did, like, you know, heat up some of those front of the leaves, but they'll be all right, y'all. We got years until we get some fruit from this bad boy. You know what I'm saying? But it's doing good. It's a little dry right now. She's watering it as I'm recording. And as you guys can see, well, this is just another impatiens plant, like you guys saw in the backyard, along with tiger lilies. I don't have those out back. This was the decor my wife picked. Between the heat and we had a little bit of animal life, you know what I mean, trying to be up on our stuff. You know what I'm saying? She's watering at it right now because everything gets so thirsty out here because the sun directly hits the front of the house for a big portion of the day. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to do the grapevines, because that is going to offer us some shade. You know what I mean? Now, we do have central air in here, but, you know, the shade, I don't want the sun just beating inside the house, and that's what's happening a lot. So I think downstairs with the vines covering it, that'd be great. But here we are right here at the fruit cocktail tree, y'all. All right. We got fruit on this bad boy. All right. And I'm telling you right now, I can identify one variation as peaches, and this would be the peaches right here. They're starting to grow. Now, guys, I did come and neem oil this because of the fact, do y'all see the fruit on this thing? Do y'all see the fruit on this thing? Tell me I'm not doing my big one. Philadelphia Urban Farming. All right, look at this. Look at this. See, I'm doing my big one. All right. So far I identified peaches, but this is a apricot, peach, and nectarine plant. It's a 3-in-1. If you guys go down in my videos, I bought this. I actually bought my first one like 2 years ago, and then it died. And they replaced it. I got it from Fast Growing Trees. And I bought it, you'll see, it was like little sticks pretty much. You know what I mean? Now I'm at the point, patience, taking care of it, winterizing it right. Y'all see, I got a lot of fruit on this bad boy. It's a lot of fruit on here. Like, you know what I mean? It's to the point that me and my wife was like, maybe we should cut some off so that we get some definite big boys. But it still has a lot of time left because we don't have to pull these things off until like September. Like, you know what I mean? And it's only mid-July. So I'm thinking if I do like a hard feed water, you know what I mean? We're letting it breathe because we had it covered with the net. Dang, I got them all in here. We had it covered with the net to protect it. You know what I'm saying? But I got to let this breathe for a couple of days, you know what I'm saying, y'all? Because, you know what I mean? I want to treat it and make sure I get all this. Philadelphia Urban Farming, green grow guy. I'm growing this in a grow bag out in front of my crib on the concrete. Come on. You know what I'm saying? I'm hyped, and I cannot wait to put my teeth in it. Y'all know I'm greedy. So you know I want. Y'all know that's what I'm ready to do. So yeah, I'm gonna keep fungicide in this because I don't want. And this is something very common with peaches and nectarines and plums, that they get little sicknesses. You know what I mean? Just treat them with neem oil and stay on top of it. You know what I mean? Keep them healthy. Don't overwater it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when I treat stuff with fungus, I don't let it go dry, but I do keep it on the drier side. You know what I'm saying? Because fungus like moisture. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna do a whole. It's so much I'm ready to share with you guys. All right, but with that being said, that is the end of my Philadelphia urban farm, and I hope y'all enjoyed the video. And like I said, if y'all not subscribed, do your big one, subscribe. You know what I mean? Show your support. You know what I mean? Philadelphia signing out. I'll see you guys next time.